guys, today I'm filming my Hit It or Quit It thoughts on hauls number 62. If you guys have never seen one of these videos from me before, I have my playlist linked down below. I'm going to cut down the spiel. Basically, I'm reviewing products that I hauled 10 months back to give you my current thoughts on them. So I will have the original haul video linked down below, and I will list and link all the items that I'm mentioning, and I am just going to jump right in. So starting with the things that I purchased from Ulta, if you're wanting to know all the special deals I got these products on, check out the original haul video. I always get products on some sort of sale or deal, so check that out. The first thing I have would be the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair Neutral. Previous to this, I had been using the shade Fair, which is very pale and does have a bit of a yellow undertone. That's a great shade for people that are super fair. For me, it was way too pale and brightening under the eye, and Fair Neutral is a much better match for me because it is still quite brightening, but it isn't too white looking under my eyes. So I'm really happy with the very large shade range that Tarte has of the Shape Tape Concealer, and I am starting to run out of mine. As you can see through the packaging here, I'm going to have to take out the stopper soon. This is my favorite under eye concealer because it does give such great coverage. It does have that nice satin finish. It lasts all day on me. I'm wanting to find a nice drugstore alternative for this one, but I have a hard time finding something with a good shade for me or a formula that I love. So I'm going to continue to repurchase this. Next, I had a little freebie I had given to my mom of the Ulta Moisturizing Foundation Stick in Light Neutral. She does really enjoy using this product. It is super creamy and very pigmented. Then I had a little mini of the Diorshow mascara, which I have passed on. It's something I've tried in the past and I thought it was terrible. First off, it smells so strongly of perfume, which is disgusting to me. I don't want anything that smells like perfume on my eyes. And it was just a very basic brush that did absolutely nothing for my lashes. So I would not recommend that one. Then I had gotten the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in the shade number 10 Light Beige. Originally they only had 4 shades. They have released some medium tone and darker shades that are on the Ulta website now, which is great news. Unfortunately, they don't have any lighter shades, so this color, Light Beige, is a little bit too dark for me, but I can mix it with my Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation and it works just fine. And I have heard some people say, especially Jacqueline Lovin, that this performs and has a very similar formula to the Fenty Beauty matte foundation, and this is a product I do really enjoy. I haven't used it in a little while because I'm trying to pan another foundation, but this is something I do want to pan next year. This is a really nice formula. It does give a nice medium buildable to full coverage. It does have a satin finish. It's easy to work with. The dropper packaging is cute, but I would prefer something that had just a regular pump or a squeeze tube. But it is something I do really enjoy, and I definitely do recommend if you can find your shade. It is a good product. Then I had a little mini of the CoverFx Blurring Primer, which is a pore filling primer. I do think this is really nice. I really enjoy it. I think it would work well for several skin types. I think that maybe the best for normal combo oily, but it is a really good product. It does blur the pores really nicely. I don't really have an issue with it pilling up on my skin, but of course that might depend on what other primers or skincare products you're using along with it, but it is something I enjoy. I won't repurchase it because I have a few other pore filling primers I like more, but if I get little minis, I will use them up and I would recommend it. Then I had gotten the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Brownie Brows. I had given that to my sister because she had been using the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I wanted to see if she liked the drugstore alternative as much, and she does not. Jennifer is so picky. I mean, she doesn't really know much about makeup, but she knows when she likes something and when she doesn't, and she just seemingly ends up being more of a high-end girl than a drugstore girl, so she is not down with the Essence. She's going to stick with the Benefit. And I have not tried the Essence one myself because I don't think there's a great shade for me. I think the other ones look a little bit too dark. Then I had gotten a little mini of the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. This thing is super weird. So I had one and I'm gifting it to a friend because it tells you to shake it up, and I felt like I shook the crap out of it, but the product came out separated. It was a really thin consistency that was just super weird for a primer and really different than what I expected. Now, I've heard people really dislike this, but I didn't really know why, or I didn't remember why. So when I tried it, I was like, what is happening? So no, thank you. I don't recommend that. Then I had gotten a freebie of the DevaCurl Super Cream Coconut Curl Styler. I passed that on to one of my curly girl friends. And then I had the e.l.f. Makeup Removing Cleansing Cloths. And I know a lot of people on YouTube talk about using these just to remove swatches, which I always thought was so silly to have wipes just for swatches. So there was a day where I was using this on my eye. I was actually doing eye swatches of the Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions palettes, and my eye was so red and my eyelid was so red and irritated and puffy and so sensitive, and I've never had that issue before. And I think there's just so much fragrance in these wipes, and it did not work for me at all. Like Neutrogena wipe, if I was doing the same thing with like eye swatches with a different wipe, I think I wouldn't have had any issues, but with the e.l.f. absolutely not. So I do not recommend this for actually removing your makeup. I think if you do want wipes for swatches, and I can see the benefit in that, especially because they are so affordable, I would say they're good for swatches, but I do not recommend these for makeup removal because of the way it affected my skin, and it made it really sensitive and irritated, and I don't have sensitive skin. Next, I got a little mini freebie of the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. You guys know in general, I don't feel like setting sprays do a ton for me. I don't notice them making my makeup wear longer or not, but I haven't done like a half face with setting spray, half face without. Maybe I should do that to be able to really see it. But I do think that this is a nice setting spray. It disperses really nicely, and I have gotten several minis of these, and even though I say I don't really love setting spray, I've never passed one of these on. I always keep them to use for myself because I do think it is a good product. I just don't think it is like a game changer, but that's how I feel about setting sprays in general, and which I know is confusing because I bought a couple different setting sprays this year, and it's like, why, Heather, why? So this is a good product. I do recommend it, and I know for a lot of people it is their holy grail, and maybe I really need to do that half face test to be able to show myself why this is such a good product. Then I had gotten some hair products, the Loreal Ever Pure Frizz Defy Conditioner, which is my holy grail conditioner. It has a nice marula oil scent, but the reason I love it is because it feels like a deep conditioner because it's so deeply nourishing and hydrating into my hair, but it's just your old standard conditioner. I've never found anything else that I think works better, and for different high-end products, I don't think they're better. I think the L'Oreal works so nicely, so I will definitely continue to repurchase that. Then I had gotten some freebies of the L'Oreal Ever Pure Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner, which I'm using those minis right now, I believe. It's a fine product. I noticed that with a lot of travel size shampoos and conditioner hair systems, they're always the moisturizing type, which I think makes sense because when you're traveling, sometimes your skin dries out, your hair dries out. I get that, but as you guys know, I have very oily scalp and I have very dry ends, so for me, moisturizing conditioner is great because I apply it from my ears to the tips of my hair. But for a shampoo, I don't want something that's super moisturizing. This one doesn't seem to be too bad though. It's not making my hair too greasy, so it's fine, but it's not something that I would purchase. Then I had picked up the Klorane Dry Shampoo with Oat Milk, which is one of my favorite dry shampoos. I think I like the Dry Bar Detox a little bit better, but I do think the Batiste is really nice, and that is always part of the Ulta hair event, which happens twice a year, and it goes 50% off, making it only $10. I can never get the Dry Bar one on sale full size, so I think I will probably continue to repurchase the Klorane. It is a good product, and for $10 on sale, it's not a bad deal. And then I had gotten a little mini of the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel in the shade number 3, so I had gifted that to my sister, as I said, because it was her favorite. I am using the Benefit Gimme Brow right now in the shade number 1. I'm using it today. Actually, I really love that product. It does a nice job of helping to shape my brow hairs, to hold them. My brows aren't like crazy. The hairs don't go all over the place. I do have like pretty like long brow hairs, thick brows, but it does such a great job of adding those little fibers in to make it look fuller. I really like it, and if it pops up again during one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I will get a backup. I have a lot of brow gels I need to go through first, and I actually have another Benefit Gimme Brow in a different shade. It's a good product, and I definitely do recommend it. I like it more than I thought that I would. Then I had a couple things from Sephora. So the first thing would be the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. So you guys are going to be seeing a video coming up very soon talking about some of the eyeshadow palettes that I regret purchasing, and this is one of them for the fact that I never ever use it. And I've mentioned in a couple of videos before that I love the larger Huda Beauty palettes. I have Desert Dusk and Nude. I think they're great, but for some reason with these smaller Obsessions palettes, I don't think that the mattes are that good. I have to layer and layer and layer them up, and I don't like that at all. Now with this palette, I kind of expected it because it's a purple palette. Purple, from what I've been told, is hard to formulate. And I think that the metallic shades in here are really beautiful, but they are a little bit flaky, and I just didn't need this. People were just raving about these palettes so much, and I do like purples, but I have not used this in months, and I really wish that I would have returned this, or better yet, not purchased it in the first place. It's not terrible, but it's not a must-have for me, and I'm just disappointed that I bought that. Then I had a little freebie mini of the Tarte Maracuja C Brighter Eye Treatment. This is okay. It hydrates, it's not too sticky, it's not too heavy, it's okay. I haven't found any eye creams where I'm seeing a difference under my eye, but I have preferences in terms of the way that it feels on my skin. This is just okay. I do have several other eye creams that I prefer, so I would not repurchase it, but if I got another mini, I would use it up. I actually just used up a second mini of it. Then I have a freebie of the Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade medium, and this is something I'm using as a contour color because of my skin tone. And this product I haven't used a ton, and I need to start using it again. This is something I would probably use either in summer or fall because it is a little bit more pinky tone, more red tone, which I don't love on my skin. I've tried the Anastasia bronzer before in Rosewood. I loved the formula, but I could not make myself like the color because it was too red. This one is a little bit more pink than red, so I need to use this more times to see if I like this color on my skin tone or not. It's not as intense as the Anastasia, which is good. The formula is nice. It is a matte bronzer, but I just need to use this a little bit more. I mean, it's never something I would buy in the full size, but people have been raving about this since I started watching YouTube in 2010. So when I saw the opportunity to get a little mini as a freebie, I could not pass it up just so I could try it for myself. And then I picked up a couple things during the Sephora Friends and Family sale. And the first thing was a Ciate blush. They're called the Glow 2 Illuminating Blush. This is the shade Summer Lovin'. It's a beautiful shimmery peachy color. You guys know how much I love my peaches. This is a beautiful blush. It does have a really nice glowy finish on the skin without being too shimmery, even though this lighter color here is shimmer. It's really pretty on the cheeks. I think the packaging is adorable. The only thing I don't like is that it's really hard to open, and I've already dug my nail into the blush in the corner here, so I don't like that. But overall, I think this is a beautiful color. I do like the formula a lot. I think they have like 5 or 6 shades in the range. There's nothing else I'm really tempted by. I'm happy to have this blush, but I don't feel tempted to go out and buy more shades. I had a freebie of the Caudalie Vinopure Skin Perfecting Serum, which is something more for like a combination oily skin type. I did think this was a nice serum. I like the way it felt on my skin. I didn't notice it doing a ton for me, so it's not something I would repurchase, but if I got another one, I would totally use it up. The other item I got during the Sephora Friends and Family sale was the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Powder. This was a repurchase for me. This product is incredible. It is a holy grail powder of mine. It's very finely milled. It applies nicely with a sponge, which is how I like to apply my loose powder, and I use it to set my entire face. It does help lock my makeup. It does help make my skin look smooth. It keeps me matte. I actually really like the peach scent, and if you get a little bit in your mouth, it tastes like peach candy, which is like not a bad thing to me. The only negative is that this powder does oxidize on my skin, and it gets a little dark and a little peachy. So because of that, I do mix in some of the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade 5 Fair to help adjust the shade, and the two formulas work really well together, and I absolutely love that combination. And I haven't used this powder a ton this year. I mean, you can see I've used some of it, but I've been trying to use up some other things. But this is something I definitely actually plan on getting the backup of. The VIB sale this fall, because I do love this, and I am getting through a couple other powders in my collection, but then I'm going to go back to using this. It's incredible, and I think this is a must-have if you have oily skin. And next I've got some indie eyeshadows, and I got 4 eyeshadows from Inglot. I did go to an Inglot store near me. So I did pick up 4 shades. They're all matte. They're great fall tones. I did get 1 shade from the Jennifer Lopez collection. It's called J315 Sienna. The other colors I have, I think this one, M283, M281, M301. I have not used these in months, and part of me was tempted to buy some more shades, and I'm just like, no, Heather, you cannot buy more shades until you use these. I think the formula is good. They do blend nicely. They are really pigmented. I just need to make myself reach for them this fall. So they're good products, and I think that they are really nice price, and I did get these on sale for Memorial Day maybe, which was nice. So I do recommend them, but I'm not going to allow myself to buy any more until I use those. And then I did purchase some eyeshadows from Luxie Beauty. They were having a really big sale on their website, so I wanted to get 3 colorful shimmers, 3 neutral shimmers, and I did get 2 mattes. There were a couple other mattes I wanted, but they were sold out at the time because I was going to do 3, 3, and 3. But the colors I have in here would be Purple Haze, Malibu, Dream On, Flower Child, Bohemian, Copper Popper, First Kiss, and Madly Deeply. So First Kiss is a color I haven't used very much because it looks a lot brighter and more like poppy in person than it did online. And it's not the kind of color that I was looking for. And honestly, I've just been bad about using these. I don't reach into this random shadow Z palette very often. I have so far, I think, used Purple Haze, which I love. That's an amazing purple shimmer. I would rather have that one purple instead of the entire Huda Gemstones palette. And then I've also used the more like rose gold taupey color Bohemian in the center. So I do think the formula of the Luxie shadows are really nice. I know that this one was a little flaky, it was a little chunky, but it went onto the eye pretty nicely. I am really happy with this formula. I think they perform well, and Luxie did, I don't know if they cut their prices permanently or if they're having a sale, but all their shadows are $2.50, which is amazing. So right now I'm like, okay, Heather, first off, I don't need any more single shadows, but I'm like, okay, maybe you need to actually test all of those first, get use out of all of them before you allow yourself to buy any more shades. I think that seems like a good, smart thing to do, but $2.50, y'all, that's incredible. So I do like them and I do recommend them. I just haven't gotten the best use out of them. Then I did get a couple polishes from KL Polish when they were having a sale. These were the 2 shades I wanted from her fall collection, and KL Polish was a nail polish brand that was created by Kathleen Lights. Unfortunately, because of the other investors or partners or whatever, Kathleen did decide to separate from the brand. She is going to be coming out with her own line. I mean, a new line of polish down the road. Lights lacquer. I'm very excited about it. She has sneak peeked some polishes, worn some things in videos, and they're colors I cannot wait for. And I'm just so bummed things didn't work out because I love the formula of Kathleen's polishes. I have so many of them, and it is like a really nice thick formula, but not too heavy. But I like that it's thick because it's easy to coat on your nails, but because of that you also can have a lot on your brush, unlike Essie where you want to have just a little bit so it doesn't like overfill your nails. Because it is that thicker formula, I do coat my brush a decent amount, and this also has more of a wide brush, which I like because it covers more of my nails at once. But if you have smaller nails, or if you're doing like kids nails, these brushes might be a little big. So the 2 colors that I purchased would be Peanut Butter, which is a really pretty like lighter mustard tan color. It has a mustard tone to it, but Kathleen does have like a true mustard in that line. Caramello, which I really like as well, but this one is like a more wearable version of Caramello if you're scared of that one. And then we have Medusa, which is a really beautiful like olive gold green, but you do have some teal in here as well. Like it gives you like a little bit of like an oil slick vibe. I can't really see that really beautiful teal shift on my nails. I can mostly see it in the bottle, but this color is really unique. I think that both of these are fully opaque in 2 coats, which is amazing. Again, Kathleen Light's nail polish brand was one of my absolute favorites. I have so many polishes from them that I absolutely adore and I will hang on to forever, and I'm just so sad that the brand is not going to be around anymore, not making new polishes, but I will be really excited for Light's Lacquer, and I cannot wait to see when that is actually going to be released. It's going to be launched and we can see the actual polishes, because I've been really impressed with their formula in the past, and I can't wait to see how the old formula and the new formula compare. But I love these polishes, holy grails for me, and fall staples for sure. Next, I purchased some Alamar products from the BoxyCharm Facebook group. I will have the link for it down below, and I definitely say to check it out. I am not subscribed to BoxyCharm because I know, based on what I've seen, that I'm not necessarily going to get my money's worth every month, but sometimes there are a couple products that I really want, and people do sell them for a pretty good price on the BoxyCharm Facebook group. And whenever there's something from Alamar, I try to buy it from that BoxyCharm group instead of the Alamar website, because it'll be so much cheaper. And this time I had purchased the first set of the Alamar eyeshadow brushes. So I do believe that they have a second set of brushes that they launched with their second palette, but I don't have those. I just have the first edition, and I think I got these for like $8 or something. So you have a really skinny packing lid brush, but I think this is also nice if you're trying to put concealer on your lids, or it's good with a cream shadow stick. That's mostly what I use this for, but I love how small and skinny and precise it is. Then you've got this flat definer brush, which is really nice to apply color on the lower lash line. I do use this to clean up shadow, to fill in forehead wrinkles. I do use this brush for several different things. I really enjoy it. Then we've got the blending brush, and this is the one brush I don't like. It is just a weird shape to me. It's not completely round, but I wouldn't say it's really tapered either. I just think that this seems like a cheap, flimsy brush, so I don't use this one, and I don't enjoy it. I don't recommend it. I'll try to get some use out of this, but I just do not like the shape of this one at all. But I do like these brushes a lot. This is not something I needed to have because I do have similar things, but I don't mind having these brushes in my collection whatsoever, and I think the packaging is really cute on those. Then I had gotten some products from Ole Henriksen. These were just some little deluxe size minis. I had the Truth Serum, which is like their vitamin C serum. This is a product I do actually enjoy. It can be a little sticky in the skin, but not too bad at all. I can definitely see how vitamin C is beneficial to have in a daytime skincare routine. It's something I would consider purchasing in the future, but not anytime soon. Then I did try the walnut scrub, which after everything that people were saying about the walnut scrub from Kylie Skin, and I know like the St. Ives apricot scrub, even though people have loved that, apparently it does give you those like micro tears in your skin, so I did end up throwing the scrub away. First off, I don't like scrubs like this because I don't feel like it like is actually like deeply exfoliating my skin. I don't feel super clean and refreshed afterwards like I do with some other more like fine sandy sort of scrubs. So I didn't like it anyway, but I did end up tossing it. And then I had gotten the 3-in-1 Melting Gelée Cleanser, which I did pass on to someone else. And then I had my Sephora Play Box for October 2018. I had a little mini of the YSL Mon Paris perfume. Yuck. I cannot stand that perfume, so I did get rid of that sample. I love Black Opium, but Mon Paris, no thank you. I had a mini of the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation in Y205. I did end up using this as a mixer. My perfect shade is Y215, so this one was great because it was really pale and yellow tone, so it was a great mixer, and it was a really awesome product to throw into a project pan. I do think that this has like a nice medium coverage. It's more of like a satin finish on the skin. It's a fine product, but I don't love it, and it's not something that I would repurchase because I have other foundations I prefer. But if you know, if one of my friends had my shade and wasn't wanting to keep hers and wanted to pass it on to me, I would accept it wholeheartedly, but it's just not something I love enough to buy. Then I had gotten a mini of the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Patent Lip lipstick in the shade Everything. I've never used this. Oh goodness, I dropped it. But this is like a fully opaque gloss, similar to like the Anastasia glosses. It even has a very similar style wand, that flat paddle wand that holds extra products on both sides. I haven't really used this one, so I need to encourage myself to use it this fall. It's a really pretty color, but I cannot tell you anything about the formula, unfortunately. I had another of the Urban Decay All Nighter setting sprays, which I've already shared my thoughts about, and then I had a mini of the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Primer. I've got my full size here, but I do really enjoy this product. This is my favorite pore filling primer because it is a thinner consistency, so it seems to work well with even more primers and moisturizers and other skincare products. I never really have an issue with that one, so it is something that I would recommend. I know it's pricey, but it's a really, really good pore filling primer that I think would work well for all skin types. Then I had gotten a mini of the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. I did pass this one on to my sister because she was running low on cleansers, and I've had a little foil sample of this in the past and I couldn't stand the soy smell. I think that's just disgusting. So I cannot tell you really how well this worked. I think it's more of like your basic cleanser, so I wouldn't want it for the price, but also the smell is just disgusting. Then I did get a PR package from Pixi, including all of the shades of their matte Last Liquid lipsticks. I did keep about half the shades, passed on the other half to some friends. Recently I have ended up decluttering all of the ones that I originally kept, and the formula is just okay. It's a really beautiful like teardrop shape. I love the packaging because it reminds me of Tinkerbell. It's really cute, but I just wasn't in love with the formula. It was like a nice satiny formula. It did dry down, but not like suck the life out of your lips dry down. I did not like the scent. It was a little bit like a cleaner to me, which I didn't like at all, and I just realized I didn't need the shades and I wasn't reaching for them a ton. So I had passed all of them on. So not a bad product, but for me, wasn't something I reached for enough to justify keeping. So guys, that was my hit it or quit it thoughts on hauls. I would love to know your thoughts on any of these products in the comments down below. And I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.